You may be struggling right now. You may feel as though life has cornered you, as though the world has turned its back, and all your efforts have been swallowed by silence. Perhaps you feel lost, wandering in a maze of challenges, searching for a door that never seems to open. But I want you to take a deep breath and listen to this. Sometimes the most profound changes in our lives arrive not when we are ready, but when something far greater than ourselves decides it's time for transformation. Change doesn't always come with a warning. It doesn't knock politely or wait for us to feel prepared. It arrives quietly, gently nudging our hearts, or it comes crashing through the walls we've built around ourselves. And when it does not ask for permission. No one can stop it. Not the circumstances that seem too heavy to bear, not the mistakes you fear define you, and not the voices that tell you it's too late. I know what it feels like to be caught in that stillness, waiting, hoping, questioning. You may be holding on to old fears, past disappointments, or the shadow of regret. And in that holding on, you may feel stuck. But what if I told you that your life is never truly stuck? That even in the darkest nights, there is a current of transformation flowing beneath your surface, waiting to lift you when the time is right. Consider the seeds buried deep under the soil. To anyone looking at it, it seems lifeless, forgotten. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and the world wonders if growth will ever come. Yet, beneath the surface, a miracle is happening. Life is quietly stirring, breaking down old barriers, preparing the seed for what it is meant to become. Change works the same way in us. Sometimes the process is invisible, sometimes it feels like nothing is happening at all. But when the moment arrives, the change is unstoppable. You may have experienced failure recently, or perhaps loss, or even a quiet sense of emptiness, and it may feel unfair, as if life has singled you out for suffering. But it is often within those very struggles that the seeds of your transformation are planted. You are being shaped in ways you cannot yet understand. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every moment of fear is molding you, not to break you, but to prepare you for the next stage of your journey. I want you to picture this. Imagine a life where every challenge you faced becomes a stepping stone, where every tear you've shed becomes a river of strength, and every moment of doubt becomes a spark of clarity. That life is waiting for you. It is not a distant dream. It is a reality that begins the moment change decides to touch you. And when it does, you will find yourself moving with a force you never thought possible. Perhaps you are questioning your worth. Perhaps you feel that your past mistakes define your future. But listen closely. The past has no power over the moment when change arrives. You are not your regrets, nor are you limited by the weight of yesterday. You are a living, breathing testament to resilience. You are capable of growth beyond measure. And when that shift comes, you will realize that every hardship you endured was leading you to this very point of awakening. Change is rarely easy. It may demand that you step into the unknown, that you let go of people, habits, or places that no longer serve you. It may require courage you didn't know you had, but it will also bring freedom, freedom from the fears that have held you captive, freedom from the weight of expectations, and freedom from the narrative that you are anything less than extraordinary. I want you to hear me. Your life is not a series of random events. There is a current guiding you, shaping you, preparing you. And when the time is right, that current will sweep through your life, changing everything you once thought was permanent. The challenges you face today, the doubts that cloud your mind, the fears that grip your heart, they are all part of the process, all part of the preparation. So when you feel the stirrings of change, don't resist. When the doors begin to open, step through them, even if your legs feel unsteady. When your heart feels pulled towards something new, allow yourself to be guided even if you cannot see the full path, because when change arrives, it is unstoppable. It moves with purpose, precision, and an undeniable force. And you, my dear listener, are ready. You may not see it yet, but life is already aligning. The pieces you thought were broken are coming together. The people, the opportunities, the moments you need, they are moving toward you. And when the shift occurs, when the moment arrives, you will look back and realize that every struggle, every sleepless night, every doubt was not a punishment but a preparation. So hold on to hope, even if it feels fragile. Hold on to faith in yourself, even if the world doubts you. Because the moment change decides to find you, nothing and no one can stand in its way. And in that moment, your life will begin anew in ways you never imagined possible. You may not realize it yet, but change has already begun its quiet work in your life. It doesn't always announce itself with grandeur. It often whispers through small, seemingly insignificant moments. A fleeting thought that stirs your heart, an unexpected encounter, a sudden awareness that something within you cannot remain the same. These are the soft footsteps of transformation. You might feel restless, as if something inside you is tugging at the edges of your soul, urging you to wake up and pay attention. And perhaps for a while it feels uncomfortable. Growth often does. It presses against the walls we have built, nudging us out of routines, challenging our assumptions, and asking us to stretch beyond what feels safe. You may have spent years trying to control the uncontrollable, clinging to the familiar even when it no longer serves you. You may have convinced yourself that your life is defined by circumstances or by other people's expectations. And yet, deep within there has always been a quiet knowing, a part of you that senses life is capable of something more, something brighter. That part of you is awakening now. That part is listening to the subtle movements of change and preparing you to respond. Think of a caterpillar. It spends its life crawling on leaves, moving slowly, almost invisibly, while the world passes by. It seems ordinary, confined, even limited. But when the time comes, it surrenders to a transformation that is greater than itself. It retreats into the cocoon, letting go of the way it has always known, enduring a period of complete stillness, complete uncertainty. And then, without warning, it emerges, transformed into something entirely new, capable of soaring to heights it never imagined. You are in that cocooning stage, even if it feels like nothing is happening. You are being prepared for your moment of emergence. And yet I know the waiting can feel unbearable. You may look around and see no signs, no clear direction, no tangible proof that things are shifting. Doubt creeps in and it whispers cruelly, asking if your efforts are in vain, if your struggles are meaningless. But the truth is that growth is not always visible on the surface. It happens beneath, in the quiet, hidden spaces of your heart. Every challenge you have faced, every tear you have shed, every time you thought you couldn't go on, all of it has been shaping you, building the foundation for what is to come. You may also notice a stirring of courage you never knew you had. Perhaps it arrives as a small, quiet voice encouraging you to try something new, to speak your truth, to set boundaries, or to step into unfamiliar territory. That voice is the signal of change calling you forward. And even if fear rises up, remember that fear is not the enemy. It is a sign that you are on the edge of something significant. Growth never happens within comfort zones. It happens when you lean into the unknown, when you trust yourself to take the first step, even when the path is unclear. There will be moments when the journey feels overwhelming, when the weight of your responsibilities, your past, or your own expectations threatens to pull you under. You may be tempted to retreat, to hold on to what is familiar, even if it no longer nourishes you. But these are precisely the moments when change is closest. The discomfort, the resistance, the restlessness, they are signals that transformation is pressing against the surface of your life. If you can meet them with courage and patience, you will find that the world begins to respond to your willingness to grow. You may feel alone during this process. Perhaps the people around you do not understand the stirrings within you. Perhaps they urge you to stay the same, to avoid risks, to settle. But change is not dependent on the tone, approval, or understanding from anyone else. It is personal, intimate, and profound. It begins in the quiet recesses of your heart, and it grows from there, regardless of external circumstances, even if no one notices, even if no one applauds. Your transformation is already in motion, and when it fully arrives, it will affect every aspect of your life, gently but powerfully, like a river carving its way through rock over time. You may also notice that as change begins, old patterns and relationships may start to shift. This can be painful, even frightening. People who were once close may drift away, habits that provided comfort may no longer satisfy, and familiar routines may feel empty. But this is not a loss, it is a clearing. The old must make way for the new. The spaces you create in your life, the boundaries you set, the choices you make to prioritize your growth, they are all part of the preparation for a life aligned with your truest potential. Change is making room for what you are ready to receive. And in the midst of all this, it is essential to nurture patience. Patience does not mean passivity. It does not mean surrendering to life without intention. It means trusting in the process, allowing the unseen forces of growth to work in their own timing, and staying committed to your own journey even when the outcomes are not yet clear. Patience is the quiet confidence that transformation is underway, even when you cannot yet see it. It is the willingness to keep moving forward with small, deliberate steps, knowing that each one brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. You may also begin to notice a sense of clarity emerging. Suddenly, decisions that once felt impossible become easier. Values that were murky or confused become illuminated. You begin to recognize what truly matters, what nourishes your soul, and what no longer serves you. This clarity is a gift of change. It is the mind and heart aligning with your deeper purpose, allowing you to move forward with intention rather than reaction. When this clarity arrives, it will guide you through uncertainty, providing direction even when the path ahead is not fully visible. And so as you feel these subtle shifts, I want you to remember this: you are not being asked to force change. You are being invited to recognize it, to honor it, and to move with it. You are being asked to trust in your own resilience, in your own capacity to grow, and in the quiet currents that are shaping your life. This is the essence of transformation. It is both gentle and powerful, personal and unstoppable. It is a force that cannot be blocked, resisted, or ignored, because it is aligned with the deepest parts of who you are meant to become. Your heart may still feel heavy, your mind may still wrestle with doubts, and the world may continue to present challenges. And yet with each breath, with each moment of awareness, with each small step forward, you are moving closer to the life that awaits you. You are stepping into a current of change that will carry you beyond your fears, beyond your limitations, beyond the struggles that once defined you. And when you emerge, you will realize that the life you once dreamed of, the peace you longed for, and the joy you sought were not distant or unreachable. They were always waiting for you, quietly unfolding, waiting for the moment you were ready. So listen to the subtle signs. Pay attention to the quiet stirrings within your heart. Trust the process even when it feels uncertain. Allow yourself to be carried forward by the force of change, knowing that it is leading you toward growth, healing, and a life far greater than you have ever imagined. And as you take these steps, know this: No matter the obstacles, no matter the doubts, no matter the fears, when change has decided to find you, it cannot be stopped. It will move through your life with purpose, clarity, and unstoppable power, guiding you toward the next chapter of your extraordinary journey. As the currents of change move through your life, you may begin to feel a strange mixture of excitement and fear. It is natural, even necessary. You are stepping into uncharted territory, and the human heart is wired to resist uncertainty. You may find yourself asking, am I ready? Can I handle this? What if I fail? These questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs that you are alive, that you are growing, and that transformation is beginning to take root within you. The courage to move forward is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act in spite of it. It is choosing to step forward even when your legs feel unsteady, even when the path is unclear, and even when your mind is flooded with doubts. Perhaps you have spent so much of your life seeking comfort and safety that the idea of embracing change feels threatening. You may have built walls around your heart, shielding yourself from disappointment, protecting yourself from loss, and hiding from vulnerability. And yet, it is precisely through vulnerability that change finds its way into your life. By opening yourself even just a little to the unknown, you allow the seeds of transformation to take root. It is like standing at the edge of a cliff, unsure if you will soar or stumble, and taking that first leap anyway. That leap is the moment when growth begins in earnest. You may notice that the discomfort you feel now is not random. It is not punishment or a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a signal that you are alive, aware, and on the brink of something profound. The discomfort may manifest as restlessness, a sense of impatience, or even subtle tension in your body or mind. Listen to it not with fear, but with curiosity. What is it asking you to leave behind? What is it inviting you to embrace? Often the discomfort is the compass pointing you toward your next step, guiding you to the experiences, relationships, and opportunities that align with your true self. And yet, moving forward is not always easy. You may encounter moments when old habits resurface, when doubts creep back in, or when the voices of others try to sway you. Perhaps you hear the echoes of people telling you that you cannot change, that you are not capable, or that the dreams in your heart are too big. But the truth is that these external opinions have no authority over the current of change moving within you. Your journey is yours alone, and the power that propels it is greater than any obstacle, greater than any fear, and greater than any doubt. It is in these moments when uncertainty and fear press in that courage becomes essential. Courage is not a sudden surge of strength. It is a quiet, persistent willingness to keep moving forward. It is the small decision each day to honor your growth, to trust yourself, and to act in alignment with the vision you hold for your life. Courage is waking up in the morning and choosing hope over despair, choosing action over stagnation, and choosing to believe in yourself even when everything around you seems to contradict that belief. You may also notice that as change accelerates, you begin to outgrow aspects of your life that once felt essential. People, situations, or routines that were once comfortable may now feel restrictive. You may feel a gentle but undeniable pull towards something new, a career change, a creative pursuit, a deeper connection, or even just a new way of thinking. These pulls are not coincidences, they are signals from within, indicating that your life is aligning with the transformation that is already underway. It is a process of shedding the old to make space for the new, of releasing what no longer serves your growth so that you can embrace what truly nourishes your soul. At times, this process can feel isolating. You may find that friends or family do not understand your journey, that they cannot see the shift occurring within you, or that they resist the changes you are making, and that is okay. Transformation is deeply personal. It cannot be forced or validated by anyone else. The currents of change move according to a plan far greater than external approval or recognition. What matters is your commitment to yourself, to your growth, and to the life you are ready to create. And as you step further into this journey, you will begin to notice subtle signs of progress. Perhaps you start to feel lighter, more aligned, or more at peace. Perhaps decisions that once felt overwhelming become clearer, and opportunities that once seemed distant begin to appear. These signs may be small, almost imperceptible, but they are proof that your life is responding to your willingness to embrace change. Each moment of courage, each choice to let go, each step toward growth is shaping your path, guiding you toward the life you are always meant to live. You may also notice that along the way you develop a deeper connection with yourself. You begin to recognize your values, your strengths, and the unique gifts you bring into the world. You start to honor your emotions rather than suppress them, to listen to your intuition rather than ignore it, and to trust that the inner voice guiding you is reliable and true. This self-connection is a cornerstone of transformation. For the deeper you understand and honor yourself, the more aligned your life becomes with your true purpose. And yet, even as clarity and self-awareness grow, moments of doubt may still arise. You may question whether you are ready for the life you are moving toward, or whether you deserve the peace, joy, and fulfillment you seek. It is important to remember that these doubts are natural. They are the mind's way of testing your commitment, of preparing you for the next stage of growth. Doubt is not the opposite of faith. It is part of the process of building it. Each time you choose to move forward despite uncertainty, you strengthen your resilience, your confidence, and your ability to navigate whatever comes next. You may find too that the world begins to reflect your internal changes. Relationships shift, opportunities open, and circumstances align in ways that were unimaginable before. This is not luck. This is the natural consequence of stepping into your own power, of embracing the currents of transformation, and of allowing change to move through you unimpeded. The life you once dreamed of is not a distant fantasy. It is becoming tangible because you have chosen to rise above fear, to honor your journey, and to trust in the process of growth. And so, as you continue along this path, I want you to hold on to a quiet truth. Change is not a one-time event. It is a continuous unfolding. It will challenge you, it will stretch you, it will test you, but it will also guide you, strengthen you, and reveal the boundless potential within you. The discomfort, the uncertainty, and the fear are not obstacles. They are signposts marking the progress you are making and the life that is waiting for you. With each step, with each moment of courage, with each decision to trust yourself and the process, you are moving closer to the life you were always meant to live. And even when the path feels unclear, even when fear presses in, even when doubts threaten to hold you back, remember this: the force guiding your transformation is unstoppable. It cannot be blocked. It cannot be hurried, and it cannot be denied. Change will find you, and when it does, it will move through your life with clarity, power, and purpose, shaping you into the person you are destined to become. As you continue along this journey, you may begin to notice the subtle yet powerful way the past begins to release its hold on you. It does not happen all at once, and it does not always feel clean or simple. Memories of disappointment, hurt, or regret may rise unexpectedly, stirring old emotions and reminding you of times you once wished to forget. But this is a part of the process. These moments are not meant to trap you. They are meant to teach you, to show you that the life you are stepping into requires the gentle, deliberate act of letting go. Holding on to the past, even subconsciously, can weigh heavily on your heart and blur the clarity of the path ahead. The act of release is not forgetting. It is freeing yourself to move fully into the life you are destined to embrace. You may have clung to certain narratives about who you are, what you deserve, or what you are capable of achieving. Perhaps you have defined yourself by your mistakes or allowed others to define you by their expectations. But as change sweeps through your life, you begin to recognize that these narratives are no longer yours to carry. They were never permanent. They were temporary lenses through which you viewed your world. And now there is space for new stories, stories of courage, resilience, and unshakable hope. You are no longer the person you were yesterday, and you are not bound by the limitations of what has come before. As the past begins to loosen its grip, you may notice a lightness growing within you. It may start small, like a gentle breeze brushing against your spirit, or it may come as a quiet relief that washes over your heart. This lightness is the birth of freedom, the freedom to live without being tethered to the shadows of yesterday. And with this freedom comes a new kind of clarity, the ability to see yourself and your life through the lens of possibility rather than limitation. You begin to recognize that the life you are stepping into is not just about survival or endurance, but about embracing joy, creativity, and the full expression of who you are meant to be. You may also begin to see the ways in which past pain has prepared you for this moment. Every challenge you faced, every heartbreak, every disappointment has been laying the groundwork for your growth. The experiences that once seemed unfair or unbearable now reveal themselves as teachers, shaping your resilience, deepening your empathy, and strengthening your capacity for love, both for yourself and for others. You realize that the moments you once thought would break you were actually preparing you to thrive. The past, in all its complexity, was never wasted. It was a part of the architecture of your transformation. And as you release the past, you may begin to recognize patterns in your life that no longer serve you. Perhaps habits, routines, or thought processes that once provided comfort now feel limiting or even harmful. Letting go of these patterns can be challenging because familiarity often feels safer than the unknown. Yet it is precisely in the act of releasing the familiar that true growth occurs. The courage to step away from what no longer serves you, even when it is comfortable or known, is the gateway to new possibilities. You may not see the full picture yet, but the act of moving forward is itself an affirmation of your readiness for transformation. You may also notice that as you shed the layers of the past, new opportunities begin to emerge, opportunities that were previously hidden or obscured. They may appear as new relationships, creative pursuits, professional paths, or even a renewed sense of purpose within yourself. These opportunities are not coincidences. They are the natural result of your willingness to evolve, your courage to release what no longer serves you, and your openness to the unknown. By stepping into these possibilities, you allow your life to expand in ways that were once unimaginable, guided by the current of change that has been flowing quietly beneath the surface all along. And yet, this process of release is not always linear. You may find that old emotions resurface, that old wounds reopen, or that the comfort of familiarity tempts you to retreat. These moments are not setbacks. They are part of the rhythm of growth. Healing and transformation do not follow a straight line. They move in waves, sometimes gentle, sometimes intense, sometimes unexpected. The key is to continue moving forward with intention, allowing yourself to feel, to learn, and to grow, even when the path feels uncertain. Each time you choose release over resistance, you strengthen your capacity to live fully in the present and embrace the future. You may also notice that as you release the past, a new sense of self begins to emerge. You may feel more aligned with your values, more confident in your choices, and more attuned to your intuition. You begin to recognize your own strength, resilience, and capacity for joy. This emerging self is not defined by fear, doubt, or limitation, but by possibility, growth, and the unwavering knowledge that you are capable of creating a life that reflects your deepest desires and highest potential. The person you are becoming is a reflection of everything you have endured, learned, and survived, and yet it is also unbound by the limitations of what has been. And as this new sense of self solidifies, you may find that relationships in your life begin to transform as well. You may gravitate toward people who uplift and support you, while naturally letting go of connections that drain or restrict your energy. You may discover that boundaries you once feared to set are now essential for your growth. And in this process, you recognize that your life is not about pleasing others or conforming to expectations. It is about honoring your own journey, embracing your own truth, and stepping into the life that is uniquely yours. You may also begin to notice a profound sense of peace settling within you. It may start as a whisper, a quiet reassurance that you are on the right path, that everything you have endured has led you to this moment, and that the life you are moving toward is not only possible, but inevitable. This peace is not passive, it is active. It is the product of conscious release, intentional growth, and the courage to trust the process. It is the recognition that your life is being guided toward its highest expression, and that each step you take, each choice you make, each moment of courage brings you closer to the reality you have longed for. And so as you continue to release the past and embrace the new, remember this: you are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by how you respond, by your willingness to grow, by your courage to let go, and by your openness to receive the life that is waiting for you. The currents of change are moving through you, shaping you, guiding you, and preparing you for the extraordinary journey ahead. The past may have shaped you, but it does not dictate your future. And as you step into this next chapter, you will discover the limitless potential that has always existed within you, waiting for the moment you are ready to claim it. As you step further into the unfolding of your life, you may begin to sense the quiet, unseen forces guiding you toward the path you are meant to walk. These forces do not always reveal themselves in dramatic ways. More often they manifest in subtle signs, in fleeting moments of intuition, and in the gentle alignment of circumstance. You may notice doors opening where none seemed possible, opportunities appearing at the precise moment they are needed, and a sense of timing in your life that feels both mysterious and precise. This is the evidence of the process working in ways you cannot yet fully understand, and the most powerful thing you can do is to trust it. You may still feel moments of doubt, questioning whether the changes you are experiencing are real, whether the direction you are moving in is correct, or whether you have the strength to continue. These doubts are natural. They are part of the human experience, and they often arise when we are closest to a breakthrough. It is important to recognize them without letting them control you. Doubt is a sign that you are alive, aware, and stretching beyond the familiar. When you feel it, allow it to exist without resistance and let it pass like clouds moving across the sky. You are still moving forward, even when uncertainty lingers. Perhaps you have been waiting for a sign, a confirmation, or a clear indication that you are on the right path. And yet, often the signs are not loud or obvious. They are whispers in your heart. Nudges that feel almost imperceptible, and moments of alignment that quietly reassure you that you are being guided. You may feel drawn to a particular decision, a certain person, or a new direction, and it is in these moments that the power of trust becomes essential. To trust the unseen forces guiding your life is not to abandon reason or awareness, but to acknowledge that there is a greater current at work, shaping your life with precision, wisdom, and care. You may also notice that as you trust more, a sense of freedom begins to emerge. The burden of controlling every outcome, of forcing every detail, begins to lift, and you experience the relief of allowing life to move in its own time. Trust does not mean inaction. It means aligning your efforts with patience, letting go of unnecessary resistance, and embracing the flow of life rather than fighting against it. Each step you take in trust is a step into your own power, a demonstration of faith in your own resilience and in the guidance that surrounds you. And yet, trust can be one of the most challenging aspects of transformation. It requires courage because it asks you to release the illusion of control and surrender to the timing and wisdom of life itself. It asks you to move forward even when the path is unclear, to believe in your worth even when others doubt you, and to honor the journey even when it feels slow or uncertain. But it is precisely this act of trust that accelerates your growth, opens doors that were once invisible, and allows you to step fully into the life you are ready to embrace. You may begin to notice that as you deepen your trust, resilience grows alongside it. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable now appear as opportunities to learn, adapt, and strengthen your character. Obstacles that once weighed heavily on your heart become stepping stones, and the moments that once filled you with fear now serve as proof of your courage. Resilience is not built overnight. It is cultivated through repeated acts of trust, persistence, and willingness to move forward even when the outcome is uncertain. Each act of courage reinforces the foundation of your transformation, allowing you to face the next challenge with greater confidence and grace. You may also feel a growing sense of clarity as you continue to trust the process. Decisions that once felt confusing now have a sense of direction. Your values, priorities, and passions become more visible, guiding you toward actions that are aligned with your deepest self. This clarity is a gift of trust. It comes from aligning your inner compass with the unseen forces at work in your life. When you act from this place of alignment, your choices carry a kind of effortless power, and you begin to notice that your life responds in kind, opening paths that were once hidden and creating opportunities that reflect the best of your potential. And in this deepening of trust, you may also discover an expanded capacity for patience. Life may not move at the pace you desire, and progress may appear slower than you imagined. But patience is not passive waiting. It is an active engagement with the present moment, a willingness to honor the timing of growth, and a recognition that every stage of your journey has purpose. Each day, each small step, each moment of courage contributes to a larger unfolding that is beyond your immediate perception. By cultivating patience, you allow the process to work in ways that are subtle, yet profoundly transformative. You may also begin to notice a shift in your perception of setbacks and challenges. What once felt like failure now appears as feedback, guidance, or redirection. You begin to recognize that life rarely moves in straight lines, and that the twists, turns, and pauses along the way are not obstacles but essential parts of the journey. When you trust the process, you learn to see the wisdom embedded in every experience, and you discover that even the most difficult moments carry the potential for growth, understanding, and expansion. And as you continue to navigate life with the trust, resilience, and patience, you may begin to sense a profound alignment taking place. Your actions, thoughts, and intentions begin to harmonize with the forces shaping your life. The life that once seemed distant, uncertain, or unattainable starts to feel tangible. Opportunities, connections, and experiences that once felt random now carry meaning and purpose, and you realize that the path you are walking has been prepared for you all along. The timing has always been perfect, and that the life you are stepping into is not only possible, but inevitable. You may also notice a quiet joy beginning to grow within you. It is not dependent on external circumstances or immediate outcomes. It is born from the deep knowing that you are moving in alignment with your true path. Each step you take in trust, each decision to release control, each moment of courage contributes to this inner joy. It is the joy of being alive, of being present, and of witnessing the transformation unfolding within yourself. It is a subtle yet profound reminder that the life you desire is not a distant dream, but a reality that is gradually revealing itself with each passing day. And so, as you continue forward, remember this: the unseen forces guiding your life are working tirelessly, shaping your path and preparing you for the extraordinary life that awaits. Trust is your companion, courage is your guide, patience is your ally, and resilience is your foundation. Each moment, each choice, each step brings you closer to the life you are meant to live. And even when the path feels uncertain, even when fear presses in, and even when doubt whispers in your ear, know that the current of transformation is unstoppable. It is moving through you, guiding you and carrying you toward the extraordinary future that has always been waiting for you. As you continue walking the path that has been quietly shaping you, you may begin to feel a deep, unmistakable sense of readiness stirring within your heart. It is as if every experience, every challenge, every moment of distance and trust has been building toward this precise point in your journey. The weight of the past has begun to lift, the uncertainty of the present has softened, and the currents of change are guiding you toward a place where your fullest potential can finally emerge. You may notice a growing confidence, a quiet assurance that you are exactly where you are meant to be, even if the destination is not yet fully visible. You may have spent years doubting yourself, questioning your abilities and comparing your progress to that of others. Perhaps you have been weighed down by expectations, by fears, or by the remnants of past mistakes. And yet, as you step further into this moment, you realize that all of it has been preparation. Every hardship, every moment of hesitation, and every time you chose to persevere has contributed to the strength, clarity, and wisdom you now carry. You are more capable than you have ever known, and this is the moment to recognize it fully. You may begin to notice a subtle but profound shift in how you view yourself and your possibilities. The limitations that once seemed fixed begin to dissolve. Where there was doubt, there is now clarity. Where there was fear, there is now courage. Where there was hesitation, there is now the readiness to act with purpose. This is the essence of stepping into your potential, the realization that the life you desire is not only attainable, but that you already possess the tools, strength, and resilience to achieve it. And yet, stepping into your full potential does not always feel comfortable. It may require that you let go of habits, relationships, or patterns that no longer serve you, and it may ask you to embrace challenges that stretch you beyond what feels familiar. But discomfort is a companion to growth, and the willingness to move through it is what separates those who dream from those who bring dreams to life. Each time you choose to act in alignment with your potential, even when it feels difficult, you reinforce the truth that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You may also notice that as you embrace this next stage of growth, the world begins to respond to your readiness. Opportunities that once seemed distant begin to appear. Relationships deepen in unexpected ways. Your energy, focus, and clarity attract experiences that align with your vision. These moments are not accidents. They are the natural result of your willingness to honor yourself and the process of transformation. The life you are stepping into is beginning to reflect the strength, courage, and trust you have cultivated over time. You may find that as your potential unfolds, a sense of purpose begins to crystallize within you. It may not arrive all at once, and it may take time to fully understand, but the feeling of being aligned with your true path becomes unmistakable. You begin to recognize the unique gifts you bring into the world, the contributions only you can make, and the impact you are capable of having. This purpose is not a distant dream or an abstract concept. It is a living, breathing part of who you are, waiting for you to claim it fully. And as you move forward, you may also notice a newfound sense of freedom emerging. Freedom from the fear of judgment, freedom from the weight of the past, and freedom from the limitations you once imposed on yourself. With this freedom comes the courage to make choices that honor your growth, to pursue goals that resonate with your heart, and to live in alignment with your deepest values. The life you are stepping into is not dictated by circumstance or by the expectations of others. It is shaped by your willingness to embrace your own power and to act in accordance with your highest vision. You may also encounter moments that test your courage even as your potential begins to unfold. Challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty may still arise, but you now face them with a deeper resilience and an unwavering faith in your capacity to overcome. Each time you rise above a challenge, each time you take a step forward despite fear, you strengthen the foundation of your life and reinforce the truth that nothing can stop the current of transformation moving through you. These moments are not obstacles. They are milestones, markers of growth that remind you how far you have come and how much you are capable of achieving. And in the midst of this journey, you may begin to experience a profound sense of alignment and harmony. Your actions, thoughts, and intentions begin to flow together effortlessly, guided by the clarity, courage, and trust you have cultivated. You notice that decisions come more easily, opportunities reveal themselves at the right time, and the people, places, and circumstances that support your growth appear naturally. This alignment is the evidence that you are stepping fully into the life you are meant to live, and it is a testament to your willingness to honor the process, trust the unseen currents, and embrace your own potential. You may also feel a deep sense of joy beginning to take root. A joy that is not dependent on external conditions or temporary success. It is the joy of knowing that you are living in accordance with your true self, acting in alignment with your deepest values, and walking a path that reflects your highest potential. This joy is subtle yet profound, the quiet celebration of your growth, resilience, and the unstoppable force of transformation that has guided you to this point. It is a reminder that the life you have dreamed of is not only possible, but it is becoming tangible with every step you take. And so, as you continue to embrace your potential, remember this: every choice, every act of courage, every moment of trust, and every step forward contributes to the extraordinary life that awaits you. The person you have become is stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you realized, and the journey you have undertaken has prepared you to claim the life you deserve. Transformation is not a distant goal, it is the living, breathing reality you are stepping into right now. The path ahead may still hold uncertainty, challenges, and moments of doubt, but these are no longer obstacles. They are invitations to deepen your courage, strengthen your resolve, and trust in your own power. The life you have longed for, the joy, peace, and fulfillment you have sought, is no longer a distant vision. It is emerging within you, shaped by the trust, resilience, and courage you have cultivated over time. The moment you have been preparing for has arrived, and it is unstoppable. And now, as you move forward from the place of trust, courage, and self-realization, you may begin to feel the full weight and beauty of the transformation that has been quietly taking place within you. It is subtle yet undeniable, like the first light of dawn spilling over a horizon you had only imagined in your mind. You may notice that the fears that once held you captive are loosening their grip, and the doubts that clouded your vision are slowly dissolving into clarity. This is the moment where you realize that you are no longer the same person who began this journey. You have been shaped, strengthened, and refined by every challenge, every decision, and every act of trust that has carried you to this point. You may also sense a deep sense of alignment emerging, a feeling that the life around you and the life within you are moving in harmony. The decisions you make, the paths you choose, and the energy you put into the world now feel connected to a larger purpose. You begin to understand that your growth is not just personal, but also expansive. It ripples outward, touching the people, situations, and experiences that intersect with your journey. Each moment of courage, each act of integrity, and each choice to follow your heart creates waves of change that extend beyond what you can immediately see. And yet, even in this awakening, there may be moments of hesitation. The old habits of self-doubt or the temptation to retreat into comfort may arise. But the difference now is that you recognize them as echoes of the past rather than truths about your future. You are no longer defined by limitation, by fear, or by circumstance. You are defined by the resilience you have cultivated, the trust you have embraced, and the courage you have demonstrated time and again. These qualities are now an integral part of who you are, and they guide you toward the life you were always meant to live. You may find that as you continue stepping into this new chapter, opportunities and clarity appear with an almost effortless grace. People, experiences, and circumstances align in ways that feel almost magical, not because of luck, but because your readiness and openness allow them to manifest. The life you have envisioned is beginning to take shape, not as a distant dream, but as a tangible, living reality. Every act of trust, every moment of patience, and every choice to move forward with courage has been preparing you for this unfolding. The life you seek has been waiting for you, and now you are ready to receive it fully.
You may also notice a profound sense of peace emerging, a calm confidence that comes not from control, but from acceptance of the journey and trust in the unfolding process. You understand that life does not need to be forced and that the timing of growth is as important as the growth itself. This peace is not passive, it is active, vibrant, and empowering. It allows you to move forward with intention, to embrace new opportunities, and to navigate challenges with grace. You carry with you the quiet knowledge that you are aligned with the path meant for you, and that nothing can stop the current of transformation that has been guiding your life.
And in this awareness, you begin to fully recognize the power you have held all along, the power to choose, to act, to trust, to grow, and to embrace the life you deserve. It has always been within you, waiting to be acknowledged, nurtured, and claimed. Each step you have taken, each moment of courage, and each act of self-belief has been a testament to this inner strength. And now, as the past releases its hold and the future opens before you, you are finally ready to step fully into the life that is not just possible but inevitable. You may feel the stirring of dreams that were once distant or hidden, the quiet urgings of your heart that had been overshadowed by doubt or fear. These are your true desires, your soul's calling, and they are now within reach because of the journey you have undertaken. The life you are moving toward is not dictated by circumstance or the expectations of others, but by your courage, your vision, and your willingness to embrace the unknown. Every small step forward, every act of self-trust, and every choice to move beyond fear has brought you closer to living fully and authentically. And as you step into this moment, you may realize that the transformation you have experienced is not only external but profoundly internal. You have cultivated resilience, patience, clarity, courage, and alignment. You have learned to trust the unseen, to embrace the unknown, and to release what no longer serves you. You have discovered the immense power of choosing hope over despair, action over stagnation, and self-belief over doubt. All of these lessons have merged to create a version of yourself capable of stepping boldly into the life you were always meant to lead. You may also notice that this transformation carries with it a new sense of responsibility, not as a burden, but as an empowering awareness that your life is now a reflection of your choices, your courage, and your alignment with your deepest values. You recognize that each action, each thought, and each intention contributes to the unfolding of your life and the impact you have on the world around you. This awareness is not restrictive, it is liberating. It allows you to live consciously, to act intentionally, and to engage with the world from a place of strength, clarity, and authenticity. And as you embrace this new chapter, you may find that joy, gratitude, and a sense of wonder naturally arise. Life begins to feel expansive, rich with possibility, and filled with moments that resonate with meaning. You understand that every hardship you endured, every challenge you faced, and every moment of doubt was leading you to this point, not to punish you, but to prepare you. And now, standing in this space of alignment, you can finally see the fruits of your perseverance, the power of your trust, and the extraordinary life that has been waiting for you all along. So as you move forward, remember this: the journey of transformation is unstoppable. The life you have been preparing for, dreaming of, and working towards is unfolding before you, shaped by your courage, resilience, trust, and unwavering belief in yourself. You are ready to step fully into your potential, to embrace the opportunities that arise, and to live a life that reflects the depth, strength, and beauty of who you are. And in doing so, you become a living testament to the truth that when the moment of change arrives, it cannot be stopped. It moves through you, transforms you, and carries you into the extraordinary life you were always meant to live.